because I was unable to sit with the anxiety. I was trying to constantly fight or avoid anxiety, and that made it worse. That's when I started learning about acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. And that has been my journey in the past 5 years. That really shifted my approach, my thinking of anxiety, my understanding of anxiety, and of course, the way I treat anxiety for myself and for people I work with. Um, Long story short, now, 5 years later, I still experience anxiety. The last time I experienced anxiety was probably 2 weeks ago when I watched a movie. And it was the first time watching a movie in 2 years. I was sitting in the cinema full of people. And then when the movie started, I felt like suddenly there was this chill that coming through. But this time I noticed what was very different than 5 years ago. And of course, there were many panic attacks in between. But what was different between the last experience of anxiety and my first experience of anxiety was that I saw and I caught myself no longer fighting that anxiety. Of course, I don't like it, I don't want it, but I was able to sit there with anxiety without being it controlling me, without needing to leave the cinema, without fixated on that feeling and not being able to watch the movie. And that's why I can see the progress I've been making for myself. And I have also seen countless of testimony and witness of people using ACT in learning how to cope with anxiety, not to get rid of anxiety or avoid them, but they have come to that place the way I did, where we are able to live with anxiety and not be controlled by it. So if I have to describe the agenda of this workshop or the agenda, the goal of this whole process of learning from ACT is to be able to get to the place where we are no longer controlled by our anxiety. We're no longer fixated on fighting or getting rid of anxiety or avoiding anxiety. We're able to actually live our life fully with with purpose and meaning and fulfillment without sort of being controlled by that feeling of anxiety. So that is probably my summary of my story with anxiety and what led me to this approach and what I will hope to present and share with all of us today. And again, for those of you who came later, you can use the chat box if you have any questions. You can send to Selena, and then we'll have a 30 minutes of Q&A.